It's good to be live with you, my friend. Tokenize this, day 2. Peter, you are leading a lot of today's panels because I will arguably say you are more knowledgeable about what's happening in the institutional space than me. I'm not afraid to say that. And in fact, that's because you have a very close pulse on what's happening because you're talking to all the biggest asset managers, index providers, financial services companies, you name it. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the STA Success Network. But before we do, I do want to talk a little bit about Security Token Advisors. This is our consulting arm, our sister company. Most people don't know, but this is actually where the company started, helping others understand and apply the technology of tokenization. So Peter, maybe you can just give everybody an overview and understand exactly how we work with our clients.
That's what we do. Sure. Well, thank you for the introduction, Herwig, and good to see everybody again, going back to back today, it feels like, which is awesome. And yeah, STA, I mean, the whole goal of this is to have the pulse on the market with every regard, right? Every component. So we're not just dealing with asset managers, not just dealing with issuance platforms, not just with blockchain foundations, not just with custodians or compliance groups, not just with legal groups who are doing private placements here, and not just with any secondary trading venues, but rather kind of looking at everything holistically. And so I feel like, the business has pretty much evolved the last few years, from kind of the cookie cutter. Okay, you have a real estate issuance, or you are a real estate developer, a property owner, maybe you're a real estate private equity firm, maybe you're looking at carbon credits, maybe you're looking at a small private equity firm, or even you have a startup that you're running, you want to raise capital with a security token offering. It's a tough lift. We were doing that for a few years, and we're still actively, obviously, taking on those types of clients. But things have definitely evolved from there. And so, it used to be more, how do we evaluate the market? How do we figure out which service providers and their technology stacks really meet our clients' needs? Some clients are cool with, hey, I want to, find me a reliable partner. I want to issue a token, raise capital, wipe my hands, and walk away, just seeing it as a new avenue for capital raise. Others really want a whole holistic built-out solution where users come to their websites, kind of like our raising capital discussion yesterday, and you can invest, boom, directly right there. You want to own the experience. Maybe you want to create a secondary market for certain goods and products in the future. And that's a way more customizable, built-out solution. So we've kind of gotten hands-on experience looking at all that, evaluating, and ultimately architecturing it, bringing it together, constructing it. We'll use that better word. But of course, we saw things in 2022, and now we see 2023 as the year of the institutional adoption. Fun fact, we put out the State of Security Tokens Institutional Edition last December. So we pretty much called that 2023 year as is. It's really shaping up. If you go look at that, I bet 70% of the themes are playing out already. And I think our advisory side has really reflected that. So we're working now with kind of global asset managers, whose assets are in the hundreds of billions of dollars of range. We're looking at legacy transfer agents and legacy index providers saying, hey, STA, how do we get in the game? We see all these private assets. We see tokenized money market funds, security token offerings. We see, alternatives come on chain. How do we keep our competitive moat against our direct competitor? How do we service our existing big banks, big asset managers, big trading firms, market makers, whatever, hedge funds? How do we service them while also looking towards retail and towards where their future's going, which is all on chain and digital?
So if I had to summarize that right, in the beginning where we helped traditionally clients just understanding the legal construct, finding the right partners for tokenization and distributing that product, we've evolved now to an application level where whether you're a multi-billion-dollar asset manager transforming their back office, not even doing anything on the front end, whether you're looking to enter into the space and understand where might an index product play a role. Even I know from personal experience, we were working with layer 1 and layer 2 blockchains to say, how do you adapt to the growing RWA theme and security tokens? How do you play and participate in this ecosystem? And then naturally, as you pointed out, we're really trying to put out a lot of research, make sure that you can stay in touch about what's happening other than the oddball press release here and there. I do think that we are one of the few companies, unfortunately, I wish there were more, that's really trying to put thorough research out there. And so your state of the security token reports, we do a quarterly report that you do. We just saw the Q2 one come out. Q3 will probably be, in the next month or so. So that is your way to stay tuned in to what's happening from the companies that are operating in this space, from the blockchains that are powering these technologies, from the institutions that are doing things, from the issuers that are actually issuing these products, and from the marketplaces that are trading these things and providing financial services. It's all in one place. And I think I would like to say, I hope that it's been helping the industry move forward, helping create validation. But consulting, we are a small shop. It is, our main business is not necessarily consulting. So we ran into a problem, didn't we? Where we said, hey, how can we take all of this knowledge, all of this research, everything that we're learning with our clients, the best practices that are being put out, how can we standardize that and scale that? Because naturally, we can't scale ourselves that easily. So that's, I believe, where the STA Success Network was born. Tell us about the origin story. Tell us about what you see as the purpose of our research community that we've built.
Sure. Yeah. The Success Network, what is it? It's probably 220 members strong now across some of the largest banks and asset managers that we talk to. Of course, all the service providers and chains that we, aforementioned. But really, I see it as the ultimate outsourced research group. I think the industry itself is still a tough value prop to really get a whole research team. It'd be hard for a bank to, cut their equity resources, let's say, and shift it to tokenization yet until they have real demand, even same on the bank side. But for us, that's our bread and butter. And so it makes a lot of sense for all these members to join, to get our weekly insights a couple times a week at this point, get office hours with the team, basically get that consulting touch, just all kind of in a box, if you will. And I know it's kind of evolved even from there, just as a research group, bringing weekly insights and kind of our take and our, however we're chopping it up and seeing that with our own clients to them, but rather to a full branding and kind of business development in a box, which I think is very exciting. It helps keep us, keep our pulse on the industry with all these players, and we get to see all the cool projects happening in real time. I don't know if any other groups really are seeing that, just given our status as independent third party, calling it as we see it. But that's really the benefit we're seeing.
Our lowest level tier, which is available just for $9 a month. We need to be able to power this research. That gets you access to our weekly insights and our premium webinars. These are select webinars that are available to our community to be able to tune in, much like a lot of the sessions that you're seeing today, but in a more close-knit, engaged group. I would garner to say that there are now maybe a dozen or more articles on average in each newsletter that goes out every Monday. Is that right?
It used to be, a good week would be 10 back in like April or May. Now it's like anything less than 20, 25 is, it leaves you wondering what happened this week.
It is no surprise that we have an over 70% open rate and that everybody gives us rave reviews about our newsletter every week, the STA Insights, because it really does allow you to just quickly scan, get plugged in. We do offer our weekly insights about what's happening in the industry, and it's a great way for everybody to get the word out, to stay in touch and naturally have a discussion. So we're going to give you in these last 5 minutes here a quick overview of our platform so you can see exactly what you get to take advantage of by joining the STA Success Network. But what I want to let you take away is that ultimately, this is an opportunity for you to essentially join a Tokenize This that's happening 24/7, 365, where you're only talking to other financial professionals who are actively in the space, trying to, move the technology forward one way or another, where you're a service provider, an issuer, an enthusiast, an investor.
We've already seen blockchains integrate with platforms in the network. We've seen issuers find their compatible service providers for issuance. We're seeing it all in real time.
It's our favorite thing to see happen is partnerships getting made. That cross-industry collaboration is what makes it all hum. And there are just so many pieces to tokenization that it's an absolute must. So just as a quick overview for everybody, as I mentioned, there is a weekly email, several emails that go out to keep you touched into the space, as well as we do have events that you'll be able to tap into. Naturally, we're going to be debriefing our event. We have, for example, some spotlights of different industry providers. as well as a variety of different webinars, different expert speakers to bring in, just so that every week you have a chance to, again, tap into what's happening in the space. I believe, there was an event we did with Securency. They had just announced a major new partner or something like that. Boom, they were right able to talk to us directly to everybody who's here in the network. And again, these are Zooms that are held that way, in order to be able to, again, engage, not just necessarily hope to be able to have your questions heard in this type of environment, simply because we can't get to everybody's questions. We do have a premium service for $99 a month, where we actually will have premium events, where, as Peter mentioned, we have office hours. You can easily just jump in with us. I get a chance to talk to us, get our insights. Really anything goes on the table. We have group discussions, as well as we mentioned, if you were here yesterday, our Powers Hour with Mark Powers. He is a former SEC enforcement chief who's an advisor, 40-year lawyer career that now is sharing his insights, as well as a lot of cool other features I want to point out real quickly. Of course, all of our events, they are available to take a look at. And then we have the STA Success Network library. A lot of the research that we've aggregated, for our clients in the past or for the industry, we've been able to standardize here, so that even if you're new to tokenization or you want to get into some of the more advanced stuff, we hopefully have a resource for you. And if we don't, by design, you can just go ahead and ask STA, and we'll go ahead and see if we can help you out with some research or answering your question and such. As Peter mentioned, we've got a member directory of hundreds of people that are some of the biggest names in the space. A lot of the folks that you've seen here on the different sessions are a part of this. You can actually just find somebody that you like. Matt was great on that real estate panel. I'd love to follow his activity. I'd love to send him a message. I'd love to connect with somebody. You can just search by keyword and start connecting with the movers and the shakers of the industry. Folks, they're all here. That's the idea of this research community, so that we can start to standardize. We have an enterprise plan for our partners as well, so that if you want to publish to STM and our new syndicate and take advantage of PR opportunities, we have that too. We, of course, have a member chat for everybody to stay active in. We've even got exclusive chats. I'm not going to show you those until you join and get access. We've got spaces that you can talk about different topics that are happening, so we can engage. It's all there, our research, our reports, and even a vendor directory, so you can learn more about our partners. This is a great tax partner of ours, Legible. You should check them out. All of that and more, and growing. We just launched earlier this year. So come help make this community as great as we can be, to become the leading, largest research consortium in the world for tokenization. And tap in and have fun. It's a great time every week on our webinar. So, Pete, any closing thoughts you want to share about the Success Network?
No, you covered it perfectly. We'll see everybody in Stassen.
See you there.